Have to open the ears.
No, I made some adjustments to the master volume, and it adjusted the headphone volume on my USB audio card, which usually doesn't happen. I was like, "What the?"
Are you going through some kind of an update process there, Slick? Because all of a sudden your video just degraded to basically it looks like a crayon sketch.
Oh, good. Wait a minute. Let's see.
Let's have a look there. Oh, you can see it.
Something's going on over there.
Check to see if you have Windows Defender running. I found that Windows Defender is usually the offender.
Doesn't seem to be running. What just happened?
Yeah.
What? Oh, you know what may have happened is I'm actually playing back the stream from the net. I may have to get off the playback.
All right.
Oh, so sad.
Look at that. You see that? Do you see that, John?
I'm looking at a lot of fur.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't. I thought I had my shirt covering all of that.
Your audio also sounded muffled. I think you're actually streaming by way of the coconut.
Yeah, he's got that long cord between the two coconuts.
All right, let's disable the playback. See what happens.
All right. It's almost like this segment brought to you by Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which you're seeing just about everywhere.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. All right. Do we need to let you reconnect, Slick, or what? What happened there?
No, I'm checking out. Computer fast, connections fast. Let's see.
Are you on Cox Media?
Cox cable? 1.5 up.
1.5 up. That's it.
It was. You want me to go back to Qwest?
No. Although Qwest is doing some things. I had a good discussion with somebody this week about Qwest.
About their fiber?
About some of the things they're doing with fiber and business support, because they need to get some of that business support back.
I saw the new truck rolling down the street the other day. So I saw first there was a Qwest truck, and then there was the new, what's the new company, Clearwire, whatever they call them.
CenturyLink.
CenturyLink.
Yeah.
And they were like third in line. I'm like, uh-oh, here they come.
Oh, so you actually saw a CenturyLink truck?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I don't think it's official till the end of the month or something along that line.
Wow.
What about you, John?
You're
in Texas. What kind of broadband speeds are you getting out there? And how do you measure that?
I go to speedtest.net, or you just go to any of those other websites that you can test your speed with. But I get anywhere from 30 to 50 down and 3 to 6 up.
Right. That's about. I think that's the average now. You're going to find. Well, you might not find 30 or 50 down. You obviously are at some kind of an upgraded path, like a business service.
I'm the ultra gamer.
I see.
It's in my residence, so they call it business, or they also have the gamer package. So I went ahead and did the gamer package.
So for any guys here trying to convince or any girls here, I should say, that play games, that are trying to convince the other half that you need to have higher speeds, does it really help in gaming?
There was a joke in there, and I left it alone.
Hey guys, I don't know what's wrong here, but I just went to speedtest.net just to check. My download is like 20 megs. Hello.
Well, download's great.
Yeah, but your upload's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, not according to speedtest. My upload is 5 megs.
Well, Slick, let's put it this way. If you just ran those speed tests while on the camera with us and you still look the same way, we got a problem somewhere.
Hold on here.
I don't have a problem. You got
All I saw was like this fur ball.
That's what you look like, Slick.
Hey, you can't even make out your face or the glasses or anything. I mean, you just kind of like get a... It's a mess.
How do you get rid of Windows Update on your tray so it won't chew up stuff while it's waiting? What is the...
Restart it.
I tell you, I hate that.
Is this from a Mac boy? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm not a Mac boy, okay? Hold up. I'm an original Windows guy. This... Okay, you're starting to stress me out. Let me get my stress ball out.
Well, see, now, it quit him. It quit you. Did you?
That's my stress ball.
I dated her.
The lovely people at Hitachi.
Oh, that's pretty nice. What is it with them needing little foam toys? Western Digital put out a guy that you would squeeze, and he would say, "Have you backed up? Have you backed up?"
Oh, yeah, we got a couple of those from CES.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, I don't remember, I think I got this from one of the security companies, the firewall companies.
What is
It's
that?
A Shogun.
Oh, I see. For security, I guess that would make sense.
I take the sumo wrestler, and I put that on him, and then I squeeze him.
Well, let's get a better look at him. Wow, that's kind of scary looking. Yeah, I'd be afraid to infiltrate your network if they had that little inflatable picture sitting by.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh my God, hacking! Everybody's making it seem like it's so easy.
It's no.
Have you noticed that? The media is getting all these stories about being hacked and talking about it.
It's not that hacking's gotten easier. It's people have failed to secure.
They're lazy. It's plain.
Including what, the FBI and the NSA?
And
yes,
the
because
DPS?
because they hire incompetent people to keep up with their stuff. And it exactly leads off to where I stated last show before we cut off that once these techs get their jobs, they start to do just like everybody else, and they get inundated with break, fix, and learning. Let me go learn my user and show them how to use the stuff that we have, and they never are able to stop and actually be proactive. They're always reactive, and that's the problem with IT in our society today. Is that IT departments should have a group of guys that are strictly reactive, and then they should have 2 or 3 people that are strictly proactive. That's all they do is they look ahead of the company and keep them in check.
Well, we should probably introduce ourselves. This is Tech Talk Radio. Just thought of that.
Was that?
Well, the official start.
We're 10 minutes in and we haven't even...
I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Slick.
Slick is the blotchy guy down below.
Yeah, I'm Broadway. I just fill in occasionally.
And Justin
I'm trying
is...
to figure out, why does Andy look so great, and then all of a sudden John looks, acceptable today, and then...
Oh, thank you.
I'm
doing it just for you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your connection there, Slick. Seriously. Are you being metered? I think maybe he's being metered.
Ooh, let's not... Do we want to broach that subject this morning? Metered?
Yeah, do we have to start that again?
Yeah, we're going to talk... We'll talk a little bit about metering today. We'll talk about whatever we were just talking about.
Is this a censored show?
No, absolutely not.
Because I got a few things to show or say about metered.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll talk about that. I just don't know what happened to Slick. Oh, what happened to Slick? Oh, but you see, that's a pixelation issue. That's a breakup of the pipe. Now, did you jump out of the chat room, Slick, or did the chat room drop you?
Maybe the chat room dropped me.
Yeah, because it said you had to
be still there in the playback.
It said you had a broken pipe.
He's getting metered.
Well, exactly what did they mean by that? Because 10 kids later, I mean,
it must be metering.
Yeah, there's got to be something going on there. All right, there it says you just joined, so we'll see how long it keeps you in there before it drops you out of there. That's bizarre.
I think we all should be able to use this motto for our bandwidth needs.
What is that? Hold on. Let me jump on that here. Let me see. I can't even see what it says. All right, what does it say? I'm not speeding. I'm qualifying. I like
in the chat room, Andy's saying time for a Slick for a restart. Well, I restarted an hour ago. Okay.
I kind of wonder. I used to think, Slick, that maybe some of the problems you had previous with your bandwidth was your location. I'm kind of wondering, maybe it's your device. I'm
going to go buy a new webcam today.
Well, let's put it this way. This is the webcam that was sent to us that we reviewed that I'm using.
That's a Creative?
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's the 720p. You've got the 1080, don't you?
Yes, I do, but I don't use it for that. I mean, at all. I mean, why would I use 1080p for a voice chat? It just doesn't it does a video chat. It does not make sense.
Wait, no, it does.
Oh, tell me how it makes sense.
This is a family show sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
here we go.
I'm just saying, I like to receive 1080p in certain environments.
Like I said again, no reason for me to send out 1080p.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He's got a point there.
we're actually looking at getting, and I think it's pretty neat. And I believe it's Creative that puts it out, which surprised me that I didn't see this type of feature from Logitech or even Microsoft. But what it is I'm moving into a new office environment in the next couple of weeks, and we're getting all set up. And I'll go over some of my trials and tribulations with that today. But one of the things we found is we're going to be purchasing a couple of 42-inch high-definition screens that we're going to be putting in the office conference room and my office, and then in the front area. And one of the things we want to have is the capability for voice chat. So we can talk to satellite offices that are going to have, Skype in another part of the country. And I don't think we'll use Logitech HD. Logitech HD was nice when you have Logitech cameras, but it started to get to a point where I could not even chat with other people who had the Logitech HD. I don't know what it was. I think it was a lot of it may have related to firewall issues, and basically you don't want that. You don't want to have those problems. So that's why we're looking at Skype. But there's a bar now that goes over the top. It's like an entire bar that goes over the top of the screen. So if you have a 32-inch or a 47-inch monitor, it doesn't go over the entire length, but it goes over quite a wide area. So when you have people in a conference room environment and it's a wide-angle lens, you can look up and there's a camera there, and you're having your chat. It's a really cool product. But the Creative camera normally is pretty good. That's why I just wonder if it's the settings. Are you running on a low? Did you check your settings itself? Well, actually, you were great when it came in. All of a sudden, it just degraded.
Yeah, and I didn't launch anything, so I don't know. I even turned off the playback from the script I was using, and I left it off for a while, and then I turned on the playback from our website, TechtalkRadio.com, and I don't know.
We're 5.5 minutes into this situation. That's a technical problem. I would suggest that he may try to stop his stream and restart it.
Yeah, you don't. All you have to do is turn off the camera, right?
He should just be able to just disable the video.
Yeah. I tell you, I got an idea.
All right.
Why don't I stop the camera?
Okay.
And just restart it.
All right. Let's try that.
I bet that's gonna work.
Let's see.
Okay.
Right.
Let's see how technical
I don't have music
really
here.
is.
Let's see.
Are they still there? Did they go away?
Actually, it's funny. That picture is better than the picture we had.
I'm like, that's a clear profile. It's got a big question mark that looks better than what his actual head was looking like.
I can't believe I got to go back online with these guys. Hang on a minute. Hang on. They're not. They can't hear me.
All right, here he comes. Is he going to look better?
Walking down the street.
Oh!
Not at all.
That's lovely.
That is funny. I
That
don't know.
is great.
I don't know what
I
that
heard
is.
that once from my girlfriend when I walked back in the bedroom. Is he come in? Is he going to look better? Not so much.
I mean, seriously, let me get a better shot of this here. Let me. There you go. Move your face really fast, just go back and forth there.
That is painful.
Seriously, man. The camera at Circle K as you leave is better than that. And it'll tell you how tall you are.
This is so weird. Now, there is one other thing we might be able to throw in the mix here, but shouldn't really matter. But for the record, I'll toss it in there. So you may have noticed on my Twitter feed that I upgraded from 5.3 to 5.5, which wasn't able to upgrade. I had to uninstall, restart, and put in 5.5.
Ah. I wonder if that's it. This is on your Skype, right?
Yep.
Ah, he's a different version?
It could be.
What are y'all using?
I'm checking right now there, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm running 5.3.
And I bet you, hold on here. You're going to probably see a couple of screens pop up on your screen there. There you go. There's one of them. All right. It's going to cover John's face. Sorry about that, John.
No sweat.
All right. And my version about Skype is version 5.3.
Yeah. Now, again, I don't think it should matter, but...
So watch, he's going to get us both to upgrade to 5.5.
Okay, why not? Let's go for it.
I'm not going to do it during the show. Forget it. I got to reset up all those shots.
It already tells me I have the latest version.
Really?
Yeah, though that's what it's told me too. That's why I had to uninstall it and restart.
I think you have a special version.
Yeah, special version with little bugs.
Well, let me see. It's 5.5.0.112.
That's kind of weird. Especially if it's telling us we have the latest version. Are you on a Mac?
Hey, wait a minute. I just noticed something on the Skype. It says my call quality version is lowered. It is now bad. It is now officially bad.
Yeah, well, we can tell you that, too.
What happened?
Oh, look at that. Now he's freezing.
Well, it just went to me.
Somebody's at your location is downloading some high quality
big files.
Stuff. Yes.
Actually, I would be surprised because this is a house with four males in it, and one of them's under the age of 17.
Ooh! Watch out! Somebody's downloading music or something.
Or some.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or some. Because the door's been closed for days.
Oh, boy.
You got to stop. We have to stop this whole... This has been 20 minutes of nothing.
It's like the Seinfeld show, but not as funny.
Didn't he get famous doing that? We're just following the format.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, with all 5 listeners.
Yeah.
You're making me fall into the old producer role here, Andy.
I know. All right, so let me ask you, Broadway. We'll just continue, and hopefully it'll clear itself up. And that's the thing that usually led to blindness. We'll just continue and hope it clears itself up.
You can't. Well,
he's speechless.
You've got a CTD.
Any better, Andy? That was 25 years of radio experience summed up in one, right there.
All right, so you said you were going to go get a camera. What are you thinking of getting webcam wise?
I don't know.
Really? What, you were just going to go to the store? Don't you do research when you looking for something?
Yes, of course. I just want to go. I just either going to get one or I'm going to order one.
Right. What kind of budget you looking at?
I don't have a budget. I got a wife that lets me buy toys.
Right. Well,
she makes all the money, so she's going to let me have fun.
What would
I'll tell her it's for the show.
Well, what would your recommendation be? I mean, for me, yeah, for me.
I'm not talking about your show.
Oh, okay, her show. For me, my recommendation actually would be one of two cameras. The two cameras, and both different manufacturers. The Logitech that I'm using right now, and I wish I could show you what it is a high definition. It is 1080p capable, but for the pricing of that camera, I'd recommend that. Although the Logitech 9000 is still a top quality camera.
Yeah, the Quick Cam Pro 9000, 2 megapixel.
It is a phenomenal camera. That's what's on my Skype right now. That you can actually. I'm having a conversation with the guys as well, where they can actually see my Skype. That's the Skype one there. Does extremely well in low light. I've actually had to take this camera apart and put it back together. When
I do need one that has the night vision capability.
I've never heard of one like that. Where you can point it out in the back 40.
Well, you can call it that if you want to.
Oh, I see. It took me a while. But the Logitech 9000 is real good. Now, another one that we have, this is one we have that we're going to be giving away. This is the Logitech 615.
Right.
And this is a high-definition webcam. The nice thing about this one is it folds up. And you can completely collapse it and fold it up, and has the wiring in it and everything. And you can spin the camera. So when somebody comes in from the other end of the room, the problem with these cameras is they're really locked onto the base of the monitor. So you can actually spin that camera, which is real nice. So, you want to show something else, you don't have to lift the whole camera up and make everybody dizzy.
I think that, I was partial to Logitech. I mean, all kidding aside, I was looking at the Logitech 9000. I do like that unit. It is still the highest rated cam out there for webcam. And it's very affordable. I mean, it's $69.
Yeah,
well,
for
wait a minute. $69 from which store?
The 9,000. The 9,000 is about $69.
It's about $69. I mean, Fry's, Newegg, any of those kind of guys. I mean, my supplier, I haven't looked at what I can get it for, but
for Logitech, at the Logitech website, they're rounding it off, for 80, let's say.
Yeah, you can go around and look. I think I've seen them at Walmart for right around $69. The 9,000 worked really best with the backlight. It wasn't really affected too much by backlight. Where what happens is it tries to overcompensate for the backlighting and then makes you dark. The 9,000 didn't seem to do that. Now the 615 does when you don't install the software. When you install the software, it seems like it's able to kind of control it a little better. And then you have your choice of software. You can install the HD, the Messenger HD if you want to. You can install, some of the other features. Like the thing with the arrow through the head and all of that stuff.
Yeah, they all do 30 frames per second, though. I wish I could find one that does more than 30 frames per second.
Well, in 1080p, you mean? So for your 60 FPS is much better if you're running high definition.
Sure.
So,
but I mean, you can't really stream, more than 30 anyway.
You're going to be limited anyways, but you can certainly get a better picture. And if you're not streaming, you're recording, then yes, that works better for, if you want to record a message to, maybe you're a pastor or, you're an expert in a field and you want to record a video and you're not streaming it, but you want to record it in 1080p and then put it up on YouTube or your website, then this is a great selection to do. Then you're going to have much better quality.
Well, let's back up here for a minute.
All right.
Because I'm on the Logitech website, and my focus is on the C910 and the C615. Now, nothing. I agree with everybody about the 9000. 9000 is a nice camera, but according to the specs, these seem to be the two best. So let's say that the 9000 at this time in technology is like the third in line, if you will. So have you had a chance, Andy, to really put the C910 through some paces? I mean,
I don't have a C910.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, we only got the C615 from Logitech.
That's the other one I was looking at was the 910 though.
Was it?
Yeah.
It comes with the Carl Zeiss optical software and things, and me
like Carl Zeiss.
Well, we have a optician that we take care of. I'd like to give a shameless plug to Signature Eye Care. Those guys, they're only in Texas. They have all Zeiss medical equipment in their shop, and I just love getting my eyes checked there because he doesn't he doesn't have to, make you wear the funky shades walking out. He just walks you around 12 different machines. It's great.
That's the shameless. That's a shameless plug bell.
Yeah, I caught it. I was trying to say quickly that I love the technology that they use though, and it's all Zeiss gear. So it was more of a Zeiss plug than it was for Signature Eye Care.
Yeah, Zeiss has been around a long time. They make great glass for their cameras. I have an HC1, which is a Sony high definition camera, uses a Carl Zeiss glass and phenomenal. Takes great video when it was working.
You know who else makes great glass?
Gloria dropped it. Who?
Nikon,
yeah. Canon does as well. Matter of fact, I think on Tuesday I'm getting my new camera, so I'm pretty excited.
Michelle has a D90, and she loves it. It's the SLR.
That's
camera.
Digital SLR.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I started hunting this last year, and I bought me a rifle, a Seiko A7. It's a 270, and I put a Nikon scope on it, and it's got a what they call low light level scope, and man, I could clearly see 200-300 yards with dusk conditions, and
I had no idea that Nikon was making scopes for armament.
They are one of the leading scope manufacturers. So
really,
yeah,
well, that's kind of cool. Now, what made her decide? Scopes. What made her decide to go Nikon versus Canon?
She had a Canon originally, and Canon didn't have an SLR that had all the same functionality that Nikon. Nikon jumped the ship on her, and all the reviews that people were talking about with the Nikon, she made that switch.
Right. BJ, Gandalf is asking which model Nikon scope.
I have the oh gosh, the
long thing.
The 4x300. I don't know the model number, but it's how does it compare to the Leopold? When I was at Cabela's, side by side, the Leopold that was $500 did not have all the same functionality that this Nikon had for $270 or $249. I think it was what I got it on sale for. The original was $279. It's a low level. It's got a drop. It's already got the drop. Please forgive me. I'm new to the scope world, but it has I think it's called BDU or the bullet drop. I sighted it in at 100 yards, yes, and then we also did some 300. So yeah, it was fun.
That's pretty neat. I had no, like I said, I had no idea that Nikon was doing that. We're currently, my boss is going to be going and getting a camera this week that I'll be using. It's we're getting the Canon 7D, which is really been getting great reviews from filmmakers, depending on how they shoot stuff, because it's a full 1080p capable, full frame. Doing it at full 60, I believe 60 FPS, 60 frames per second with a film look that captures in high definition. And the nice thing about the 7D versus the 60D is you can adjust. So if you've got a complex shot and you want to be able to depth of field and you want to change focus, you want to zoom in while the camera's moving, you can do so. Although it takes quite a bit to operate the camera from what I understand. But it's considered one of the tops. I think the next top camera is the Mark II that Canon puts out. So I'm really excited to get in there and going to start playing around with this thing and figure how it does for shooting video.
Well, let me tell you what I think. I think I figured out in playing around with in particular, creative webcams and Logitech webcams. Something jumped out at me because I guess I looked too deep into the specs. First I plugged the cameras in just to the operating system, didn't load the extra software, all that kind of stuff. And then, like we were saying, like with this cam, how come it's not sharp enough? It's supposed to be a high-def cam, 720p. What's going on? As it turns out, if you look deep into the specs on some of these webcams, they will say that you have to have, like in the case of like the Logitech 9000, you can get potentially high-def upstreaming if you have at least a 512 kilobit upsend on the internet. However, for the creative cams, they said, well, you got to have at least a meg.
Wow. Okay. Is that just the way they do their packets?
I suppose. I think it has something to do with the drivers. The drivers and the hardware. And
that is that only between the creative cameras, like camera to camera, or is that what streaming services? And the streaming service would have to be able to accept that, correct?
Yeah. Remember, stream to pick out any particular streaming services. They were just saying you expect that video Logic.
Wow, that's such a degradation of his signal there, isn't it? Sorry, Slick. You broke up completely. We couldn't even understand a word you were saying. That's so weird. I wonder why. And it always happens to Slick. That's why I think it's his machine. Which machine are you on? You on the Alienware?
Yeah, the free one. Yeah. That's why I want to get another machine specifically for multimedia, for streaming shows and just producing audio and video and everything. I just dedicated to that. That's what I want to do.
Well, now you have a little more room where you're at too. Why don't you do a desktop?
Well, you and I talked about what's the little box that goes everywhere? We talked about it has the handle on top. We almost
shuttle and thermal. Yeah, shuttle and thermal take both have them.
Yeah, remember we had talked about doing one of those and. Well, we will get around to it, I guess, eventually.
Yeah, we have a shuttle here. It's an XPC, but power supply went on it. It's $100. It's $100 to replace the power supply. It's not like a regular power supply. You just go down and buy, $30. You can repower up. No, we got to spend $100 the power of something that costs us $200, and we just left it sitting on the back burner.
I don't blame you. You can't fit another power supply in there at all.
No, it's specific for shuttle, proprietary.
Yes, sir.
So, it's kind of unfortunate because I like the system, and it wasn't that bad. It was a 2.4 gigahertz processor in it, and I think we had 2 megs of memory, but it's DDR. That's the other thing. It's DDR1 memory. So, at this point, I'm like, well, maybe I should just find another mini board and throw it in there and just do it that way.
Whoa, kids, and that's one to grow on. Gee, I didn't even. That's news.
Yeah. Well, their newer systems obviously going to be different. We bought this one 6 years ago.
Did you Did you ever get your laptop audio driver working?
No, I went ahead and went ahead and installed XP on it just for the sake of having it that next morning. And then I installed Outlook. Then I installed Adobe because I had to do a quick update on a web page. And then I thought, well, I might as well stick with it. So right now I'm sticking with it. I have a few days off next week, so I may go ahead and redo it next week. But you think that's going to work? The Realtek driver for the AC97 for Windows 764 will work for this?
I can tell you for a fact that I've had that situation and I made it work.
Oh. Maybe I'll give it a try. I mean,
it was in front of me.
Right.
You doing your thing. I mean, I just know that I'd kept downloading all the driver combinations. I'd hunt through forums. I'd use the exact HP model. I'd find old websites, and I literally remember having to go through like hoops and loops to get it to work, but I finally got it to work.
And it was the ZV6000 that you were running, right?
It was that series. Yeah, but you know how they have like the 6000 or sub model 183 or whatever.
Right.
But it was the 6000 series, yes.
It's very interesting.
You just can't drop that 4-letter word, can you? Just got to keep using that 4-letter word. Hunt. It just comes hunt. Hunt constantly comes out of your mouth. Hunt.
Yeah, I'm addicted to hunting right now.
How did that start?
Well, I mean, I was, I'm a country boy, born and raised in Texas. My dad took me hunting when I was a kid, but I never really hunted like most kids get to hunt. I only got to sit in the stand that I can remember once or twice and saw some animals, but I most of the time slept. So when we moved back and got some property out here, I didn't think nothing of it. I just bought the property to ride my motorcycles on. And then some people were telling me they were shooting guns and stuff and they're hunting. I'm like, we can hunt out here? So then my buddy Noe got me into hunting. He's like, let's do some hunting this last year. So this last season, in October, right when deer season starts in Texas, I went to Cabela's and made the mistake of applying for a credit card.
And they gave it to you.
And they made the mistake of approving me for a pretty good limit. So I bought my whole I got a Seiko A7 rifle with the scope. I bought a 45 Springfield XD 45 with all the goodies. I bought a bow. I bought oh my god, I shopped for 2 days.
Now, the thing is, you provide this as food for the family as well. This is not pleasure hunting.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what he tells himself every day.
If you ask Michelle, she's like, I spent all that money and I have no food. And for me, it is...
I mean, you may derive pleasure from it.
Full disclosure. I'm a disabled veteran that I have anxiety issues sometimes because I had a heart. You remember I had the heart issue?
Yeah, I do.
So if my heart acts up, I get a little, nervous. Hunting has helped that tremendously.
Really?
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about it, but there's two things in my life that have helped me not have to take so many medications that the Veterans Administration wants to throw at me. That's my motorcycle and hunting.
Yeah. Motorcycles are phenomenal.
They say you'll never see a motorcycle parked in front of a psychiatrist's office.
I was going to say the same thing. That is perfect. And that is probably true.
That's true.
How many times, when I had my bike, I would just, when I get stressed, I would just hop on my bike and ride. It was like the best thing in the world.
I was in the feeder. I was in the stands yesterday from 7 p.m. till 2 o'clock this morning. And then I came home, did some work, and then went right back out at 5 o'clock in the morning and was in the stand until 8 o'clock.
All right. Now, for stands, for those that don't understand, even I'm not a hunter, but even I understand that that's they call them deer stands, right? I mean, but basically it could be for anything. Is that what you're talking about?
It could be a deer stand. It can be a hog stand. It can be a blind. It can be... we have one of each.
Right. Okay.
Literally.
I think my system just crashed. The display drivers I've been having problems with these video cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We will come back with more of Tech Talk Radio when we come back. Otherwise, the video is going to stay this way for a little while.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Really? Take a look at Slick.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't see him anyway.
Since we're going to be taking a break, what I want to do is I'm going to restart Skype.
All right.
And maybe when I come back, you two will look better.
All right, we will do that. We'll be right back with more of Tech Talk Radio. All right, we're back with Tech Talk Radio, and after a quick break, a reboot of all of our systems, we seem to be a little better.
Not mine.
You didn't have to reboot yours.
Stable.
And actually, Slick, you didn't have to. You did reboot yours, and it was a funny thing. It was great before I hit the go button, and now it's breaking up again.
See, that's what we need to get, that satellite truck that I can park outside.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too shabby. All right, I have a question for you guys. I've been asked if I want to trade in my... I've got a Verizon Envy. It's a Galaxy Envy phone. Really like it. Great features on it. Actually, we just got in the Sprint phone that is the kind of the I would say the comparable to the Envy. And was looking at that, and I've kind of been going back and forth between the two of them, seeing what kind of features are the same, the whole bit. But I've been asked if I want to trade my Envy in for a Thunderbolt from Verizon. And I'm just wondering, when you get used to a device, when do you say, okay, I'll trade it in? Or do you stick with the device that you're familiar with?
I'm in that same dilemma.
Are you really?
I'm still running my iPhone 3GS instead. I didn't go to the 4 because I knew the 4 was the migration to go to the better. Because I knew that the Android models would make Mac rethink, or Apple rethink their product, especially with this whole Java and everything else.
Right.
And our contract is up, or is about to be due. And that's when you make your change, is when your contract's up, because that's when you get the best deals.
My boss has 18 phones. And that's why one of his employees is saying, no, she wants to go with the Droid X2. So she wants to give in her Thunderbolt. So he said to me, do you want the Thunderbolt? Well, we just found out 4G is going to be in Tucson for I think August 18th is when it launches. 4G. And Slick, you're in an area where you're going to get 4G as well.
Okay. All right. So you say.
Yeah. Well, if you're at Verizon, if any of you guys are Verizon, you're going to see the benefit of. You're not.
No.
Oh. Yeah, because if you are, you're going to see the benefit of the 4G, because it's going to be in a certain area of Tucson, not all of it.
Yeah, I got a 4G phone, but I don't have Verizon yet.
Huh.
Isn't Verizon owned by AT&T anyway?
No.
Or is that T-Mobile?
T-Mobile is AT&T.
That's right.
And then Virgin and Boost is owned by Sprint.
Right.
And the Verizon has, which one does Verizon have? They have kind of a knockoff, don't they?
Oh, I don't remember.
It's one of those. It's like Cricket? One of those cheaper
Cricket?
plans.
Is it Cricket?
No, I don't think it's, or maybe it is. I don't know. I don't even think Cricket exists. I think it got assimilated, didn't it?
No, we still have it out here.
It still exists. Cricket is owned by
Qwest.
It's a Leap. Leap is the name of the company. LEAP.
Right, and that wasn't a Qwest purchase?
No.
All right.
Not, at least not yet.
Yeah.
We're debating on whether we're going to stay with iPhones or go to the Android.
Why would you want to go to iPhone 5? Because we've heard a lot about that.
It's just if I'm going to make the change, I'm not going to go to the 4 when the 4 is already on the second generation and they got the 5 coming out. I mean, you just got to try to get as close as you can to the latest technology that you can get with the deals that they'll make when your contract's up. We're beholden to these people, these companies. They lock you down. They won't let you get a good phone without paying a high price, or you sign 2 years. And it should be against the law.
I'm not a big fan of contracts.
I hate them.
I think anytime the word contract comes in, it's time. And they say, well, you get a better price if you go for a contract. Just give me the best price you can give me without that contract, and let me give it a try. I'd like to have a 30-day opt out. So if you sign into something within that first 30 days, you realize, man, this is not for me, then you can actually back out of it.
The problem is that whenever we're paying as much for a cell phone that you pay for a used car. It's ridiculous. These phones, when you're talking $500-$600, I'm sitting there thinking, this phone should be able to do everything I need it to do, and it doesn't. Right. Now, no phone out there does everything I need it to do.
What service are you on?
I'm on AT&T right now.
See, now, that's right. Obviously, you'd have to be AT&T or Verizon to have the iPhone, and then you'd be on an iPhone 4 to have Verizon. I'm just wondering, would you ever consider moving to, say, Sprint, where Sprint offers you truly unlimited.
We were on Nextel,
right,
from the year of 2000 until 2006, and Sprint bought Nextel. Sprint moved us into a new business/family plan because we had all the kids had phones, so we had like 5 or 6 phones, and they didn't have a family plan, so they had to put us in like this quasi-family business plan.
Right.
Well, when they did this, the person screwed up and actually, you know how they have like a main phone and then they have the sub phones underneath the main phone account?
Yeah.
They created 4 of them.
Okay.
My first bill came in $1,500.
Ooh, ouch.
And then my second bill came in at another $1,500. So in 2 months, they already had it at $3,000. And I'm like, you're screwed up. I've called you. I've told you. You need to fix this. You need to change this. And they said, sir, you're beholden to pay your bill or else we're going to shut your service off.
Wow.
Even though they're a mistake.
Right.
So we dished out $3,000 to keep the phones on because it was our business. I mean, we were just started our business, or at least we were just, our phone number was getting used, and we had to wait a year, almost a full year, for them to get it straight on their side, and they still never fully credited us.
Wow.
And I was so livid.
Do you think that's growing pains though, with them getting into Nextel and bringing them over? I don't want to sound like a cheerleader for Sprint, but I do like what they offer. Even though I'm through my business, I'm tied to Verizon. My personal one is a Sprint account.
I see the great marketing that Sprint does. I can't stand them. I can't stand any of the phone companies. I told you this in the last show. I am an anarchist when it comes to these big media / service providers. They get away with murder.
Now, Slick, I think it would be fair for us too to comment the fact that Broadway, you need
my
to turn
camera's stuck.
Yeah, your camera's stuck.
It's been stuck with my fingers all up in the air, and I've noticed that. Yeah, thanks.
Looks like no, that couldn't happen to BJ. BJ has got such a great signal and hot equipment and all that.
I do, but I hear my son. He woke up, and I think he's playing on the internet.
Ah, that could be it. Yeah, my daughter sometimes does that, where suddenly you hear the gunfire and your connection slows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
I just turned video back on, but I guess you're not receiving it.
We'll wait for that to come in. Here's the deal that I've gone through this week. So we're looking for a phone system for our company. And it's been kind of my chore to find the proper deal, the good deal on a phone system. And in the competition for service was 4 companies. Qwest Communications, soon to be CenturyLink, Sprockets, Simply Bits, and Cox Cable, Cox Media, which also offers a business phone service. And also I'm going to add another one, 8x8, which was recommended by Broadway, when I told him we had the idea of maybe just creating our own and creating our own VoIP within the office. And I've seen it done, and it's been done before, and it can be done relatively inexpensively after your month-to-month after that. We put out the call and started getting the bids for service, and we found that, honestly, out of all of them, the best price, and they still have to make a valid decision yet. Yes or no hasn't been given. The best price was going to be Simply Bits, which for month-to-month offered for 7 lines, all of the features you would find in an office, as well as remote satellite office management, and it offered all kinds of great features. That was like the coolest thing of it. I think it was like right around $401 for that. Plus, they give you the handsets, so an office basically with internet could plug in and get going. Now they provided the internet as well. It was 2 meg down, 2 meg up, but it's not the kind of internet we're talking about. It's more almost like a T1. So, my boss was looking at that, but here's the downside. 3-year contract, number one, and a $769 installation.
Ooh, that's why they're making the money back.
Yeah. That's where they're going to
those prices up against the competitors. I bet they're more.
That's exactly where they're going to make all their money back. So then we looked at the competition. We'll go ahead and take Sprockets, for example. Sprockets was giving me a tremendous deal. Their deal was going to be like $27, $28 per handset, a nominal setup fee, and no long-term contract. However, the problem has been reaching the guy behind the company. When you pick up the phone and you can't reach the guy and he doesn't call you back within 24 hours, if you're running a business phone service, I like the guy. You got to be worried about that. Yep. You know? And finally, it was 2 days later when I got an email from him that said, here's what I can do. And it wasn't really laid out like here's a business plan, here's that. And the guy's just starting out. So I thought, well, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. So we still put him into the fold. 8x8, I was actually very pleased with what 8x8 offered. Now, Broadway, you had mentioned 8x8 to me.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, this is a kind of a cool plan. You buy the handsets. They had a deal. It was 2 for 1 at the time. We bring our own internet, which we could get, from Cox Media, get a 15 meg up, down, and a 3 meg up. And we'd be able to provide service. He told me you could even run it on a DSL. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. Cost-wise, it was going to be much cheaper. As soon as my boss showed up, I told him, I looked them up. They're getting terrible reviews. I said,
8x8 is?
That's what he said. He said the consumer rating on them was not good.
What?
Yeah, that's what I thought. And so I got to go by, it's the boss making the ultimate decision, right? So I don't know. You've had experience with them. Were you fine with them?
Every one of they're kind of frustrating. I'm a reseller for them, so full disclosure, but I haven't resold. I didn't try to resell you. I didn't try to put you under my account or anything because they're a West Coast company.
Right.
But every customer that I've seen, if you've used Vonage and you think Vonage is good, you'll love 8x8. Yeah. And that's basically what I've heard from all the customers. And they give you a corporate phone.
And it's,
you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because we were looking at they had a couple of Polycoms, and they had another phone, an Egress, I think is what it was called, or something like that. And I think it was going to be rather, like maybe around $100, $125 for the phone. I was thinking for a small office, too, I might even look at that for my own deal that I have here, because I want to have a phone in the bedroom as well as out here in the studio, because, there's so many times, I don't want to run out here all the time. And a 2-line system would be kind of nice to have, and it wouldn't be that expensive through 8x8.
Go for Tech in the channel says he uses 8x8 for their services. Both sales and tech support have been great. Wow.
So, sometimes you wonder about these, some of these consumer reviews. I think you have to talk to people who are using it and go with that.
The bosses usually make their decision while sitting on their throne.
Which is probably the case, yeah, because they're reading it on their...
They're reading it on a magazine while they're in their kingdom. And they're like, oh, well, this other guy says this is the way to go. That customer I have in California is no different. He hit me up after the cloud has been out for over a year. He's like, should we be doing something in the cloud? I was like,
oh, jeez.
Do you fly airplanes? I'm like,
it's an
in the cloud.
That's an overused. It's an overused thing right now for business.
It's sick. It's stupid.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is. A lot of business people out there want to. They want to be able to understand the technology. So they hear a term and it's used in the general media, so they believe that is what it's all about. It's all about just the cloud. That's it. It's the cloud.
The cloud.
And I think that's exactly why bosses say, well, let's move towards the cloud without really understanding it, without really understanding the implications of doing that. Now, some comments in the chat room. Go for Tech says, Simply Bits has their own fixed wireless network. They are local for us here in Tucson. Said, I've been dealing with all the carriers mentioned except Sprockets for 7 years. I use 8x8 in their service. Both sites, sales and tech support has been great. So, it's one of those things where I'm like thinking, well, because I'm using Vonage Business now. I get the Vonage, I get the main line, and then I get the fax line. I have to reboot.
We do as well.
I have to reboot my adapter. Now you don't have to do that. Do you have to do that?
I hate it.
Yeah.
I look. We were original Vonage customers. I've been with Vonage since Vonage began, and I've watched my bill go from $29.99 or $19.99 back then to $60 something, almost $70 a month now.
Yeah.
And they claim it's taxes and fees.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
that's what I'm paying is about $60 a month. Yeah.
Taxes and fees, my FCC regulated backside.
Yeah. So now you've put customers then on 8x8 and they've been pretty happy with it.
I've put no. I've had 2 customers put themselves on 8x8. I still didn't. As I said, I am signed up as a reseller, or the company is signed up as a reseller, but we do not actively go and resell them because our company focuses on service, our own service. We try not to push products on people. We give them like I did with you. I give you some options. The option you choose, you make your decision. I technically will help you make that decision. But it doesn't benefit our company to be a reseller for all these different products because all they want you to do is meet quota. And I don't want to meet anybody's quota because if their service fails, it fails us.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to go down that route.
Well, I don't know.
We got burnt with Western Digital, and I wasn't going to do it again.
8x8 seems to be like kind of a pretty good solution to me. But again, it's, the boss is going with what he hears. They offer the expandability. They offered kind of the, bring your own solution to it. So it just seemed to me to be kind of smart. So instead, the last one in there was Cox Cable, Cox Media. And they offer business telephone service. And while Simply Bits has their own fixed wireless network, you're using the network that is a part of Cox Media. They offer a couple of ways to do it. You can connect separately your internet and your phone, so they're separated. And your phone system comes in on an IP that you can manage. You can set up all of the features, and we were good with that. Everything was looking really good. But then I told them, I said, we want to have this ability to be able to ring a satellite office because we're going to eventually open another office. And we want the ability to do simultaneous ring. Simultaneous ring means you can be sitting at your office and you can have your cell phone. If you get up to go to the break room, it will ring on your cell phone. You never miss a call. And suddenly that's our advanced package.
Right.
So the cost per handset went up $17 per handset per month. I mean, we're now at about $500 per month for an office of about 7 lines, with a dedicated fax line. To me, $500 a month is like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
The downside, and then you go back and forth, the downside to Simply Bits is you didn't get unlimited long distance with it. You had to pay for your $49 for 1,000 minutes. And that's per handset, but even 1,000 minutes still goes by very fast.
Very fast. So,
we had to take all of that into consideration. We don't want one of those bills at the end. So he still hasn't made his final decision, but I have a feeling it's going to be with the cable company. Although I wish we would try 8x8. I may try 8x8 here just to see how that works. What do you now? You're in a business environment there, Slick, where you've actually got an office on the base. What do you guys utilize?
We are stuck for whatever reason, and I'm still looking for a straight answer. We are stuck with Qwest, which in the service I'm not really happy about because there seems to be some problem with getting to certain sites at certain times. And it's really, and I know it's going to sound, but it's really strange. It's like sometimes you can get to Facebook, other times you can't. Why?
Right.
Why? Through Qwest. But they won't allow Cox service to be provided in the building that I'm at for some reason. Again, I don't know why. Somehow I have to assume that Cox didn't pass some kind of security technical protocol of some sort.
It's routing.
Is that it?
It's DNS and routing. If you're on the military base, they all these main providers are using OSPF, shortest path first, right? The open shortest path first protocol. You're on a military base that has their own set of firewalls, though, for everything coming in and going out. So if it doesn't take the path that it likes, it will not let you go.
Huh.
Done.
All right.
That's it.
So we've been relying on, for the most part, I mean, we've got a hard line for some Qwest DSL into the shop that we're working out of. And then the rest of it's wireless, and the wireless isn't all that great because of the building. I'm going to blame the building. I'm going. Right. I don't want to blame. I don't want to blame the service provider. Although on the east and far west side of town, I will blame the provider, but I won't blame them for the building on base.
We actually looked into Qwest. I thought to myself, well, maybe we'll go just to direct POTS. Do it the way of POTS, and see if that's a solution for us. So I called them, told them what we needed. I talked to a business consultant that actually consults businesses that are small businesses, and told him, here's what I want, here's what we need, and he said he'll forward this over to a sales guy. The next day, I get a phone call from a sales guy. I talked to him, told him exactly what we wanted, told him what we were up against, told him who his competition was in the process, and he said, cool, he gave me a price that I said, that's a reasonable price. He said, let me get in touch with our phone guys, and they'll call you and tell you what the handsets are to rent or lease or purchase. I said, all right. Never got that call. So, that's where you decide, okay, well, somebody didn't follow through. Because they didn't follow through, they're not going to get the business. Isn't that the way it works?
Who are you asking?
Kind of throwing it out to everybody.
Oh, yeah. It hit the wall. Somebody pick it up.
Yeah, we lost Slick in the meantime. Did I lose you too, John? No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you can't see me, but you can hear me.
Yeah, there's a problem with Slick's call, so they're trying to get it back.
We got to really find a better solution than Skype and all this junk.
Well, we're working on it, right? Right?
Yeah, I'm going to work on that. In my spare time, I'm going to make sure to take care of that problem.
All right, good. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me know your thoughts, and then we'll go ahead and wrap.
My thoughts is that they all have a niche and they all have a hook, and you've already seen it. You've went through the diligence. You know what your needs are. You know what you need to accomplish. Now you got to beat them all up to get the best price, the best quality of service, and the best support.
Right.
That's it, man. The end game is still the same. Who will deliver you what you need for the lowest price with the best customer service?
That's what it's all about.
I hate simplifying your long-winded question.
Who says I'm ever long-winded?
It was so eloquently delivered. And I may not be answering it directly, but honestly, this is where you're at because they all have their hooks. Each one of them will hook you a little different. And each one will shuffle around the shells to make the money work the way they need it to work to deliver you the service.
Right.
So
they'll tell you. What I love is they'll tell you they can't do something, and when it looks like they're not going to get the sale, suddenly, well, you know what, I can do this. Then they pull out the cards. They're holding back what they're going to give you in the sale, and then suddenly, okay, listen, I can offer you this. I mean, we ended up with the Cox agreement. We ended up getting a very good deal on the back end of stuff we would get back.
You're already with Cox though, and Time Warner, Cox Cable, all these providers are looking for hooking you all. They're trying to be a one-stop shop.
It's a bundle, yeah.
That's it. Do you need TV in the office? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you need internet? Yes.
Yeah.
So let us deliver your phones too, and we'll give you a great price.
Right.
And they'll only make you sign a 2-year.
Yeah, they're going 3-year.
You can get him to do a 2-year.
He actually said he'll do a 1-year, but our costs went up way.
Negative.
Yeah.
You can make him you could meet him in the middle and say,
right.
Look, you give me the 3-year price for a 2-year contract.
That's probably the case.
Or else I'll make the phone call for you and make it happen.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Broadway, I want to thank you for coming in. We lost the connections at the end, but hopefully we'll come up with a solution for us so that we don't have to do this.
I think we're all going to have to stream ourselves into a server that's external to you.
Yeah.
That way you don't have all these issues.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
I think that's what's going to have to happen.
That we're only controlling one way. All right. Well, thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Broadway. Thank you, Slick. Have yourselves a wonderful week. And if anything breaks during the week, not because I pushed a button or anything, we'll check in with you again here at Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor. Take care.